There's something that I've realized dealing with people over time is that when you seem like you are like a really very calm person, when you seem almost unbothered about anything, you're gonna have people that will intentionally always want to trigger you just so that they can actually test to see if like that's really who you are. When you start seeing this, it even makes you even more unbothered and even more nonchalant towards their attitude. This does not mean that you should allow bad behaviors from them, but this means that you can actually get your point across, you can actually correct people, you can actually say things firmly, you can actually hold your boundaries without being reactive to them. The point is, some people love the reactions that they can get from you. There's a lot of people that they create problems where there's no problems because they need people or things to react to them. And when you start seeing this in people, you start moving differently. You stop giving them the reaction that they want. But on the flip side of that is that they're gonna get so frustrated with you. And the more you do that, the more they hate you, the more they dislike you, the more they find reasons to get rid of you. This happens so much in a professional environment where you are gonna have people that are intentionally always gonna want a reaction from you. They are intentionally gonna create problems where there's no problems, especially if you're coming across as that calm, chilled person. You're always going to get a reaction from you. But you need to keep playing that Uno reverse on them, which is not giving them a reaction. Sometimes actually totally ignoring them. But from time to time, you need to remind them exactly who you are. So you need to intentionally remind them, but only when it's necessary. Don't go jumping into situations with them and going back and forth with them over every little thing. Let them have those little wins. You need to let them have those little unnecessary wins. That's how you play the game. This is actually mind games for the most part. They're going to come up with a lot of things that is unnecessary. They're going to come up with a million things that are unnecessary. Let them have most of the wins on the little things that you know that you can give up. You cannot win every battle when you're dealing with people like this. You need to give them like those little wins. You need to let them have those little wins. And then you can wait for them where it comes to the big problems, the big issues. And that's where you remind them exactly who you are. Don't go back and forth with them over little things. But in everything you do, try not to be reactive to them. And you need to start with your body language. You need to start with actually regulating yourself internally to the point where you can actually say things firmly without being reactive to them, because it's so hard, because sometimes your emotions get a hold of you and you act from a place of being emotional. And when you speak or say things, even if what you're saying is right, even if what you're saying makes sense in the moment, just to giving them the reaction that they want, and they're gonna keep coming back for it. Because for them it's not to win that situation or the argument. Sometimes they're not looking to win. Sometimes all they want is a reaction. And any reaction you give them is good. It gives them that dopamine hit. Whether you give them a positive reaction or you give them a negative reaction, it gives them that dopamine hit that they're looking for, and they're going to keep coming back. So just for your peace of mind, you need to learn how not to give them a reaction, but actually hold your boundaries firmly. That way they're going to dislike you even really more. So you need to be careful when you keep doing this, because you're going to get a lot of hate from those same people, because they're going to get frustrated with you over time. But that's just your energy pushing them back to themselves. It's not your job to make them feel comfortable at the end of the day. So whichever way they want to feel about it, they can feel about it. But you need to put yourself first in situations like that. Learn how to not be reactive. Don't always speak from an emotional place. You can feel those emotions, but you need to be able to hold them, regulate them, and speak firmly about what you want in that situation without being reactive. The point is, do not be reactive to people like that, because they're like really toxic people that chase every reaction from everyone around them, and they're going to chase a reaction from you. And the moment you start giving them a reaction, it never stops. They want even bigger reaction the next time. Say what you want to say firmly, but don't give them an emotional reaction, because that's exactly what they're looking for. Problem is not the situation at hand. The problem is not that they're trying to fix something presently or currently. The problem is that they just want a reaction from you. So whatever reaction you give them, whether it leads to a positive decision or it leads to a negative decision, it really does not matter, because that's not what they're chasing. They're chasing just that reaction from you. And the moment you start giving them those reactions, they keep coming back for it.